Hey guys, welcome back to some more videos, and today with my friend Colton,
What's up?
and we're going to be talking about WWE Payback, some of the matches, and talking about what WWE's been doing lately, and
How it sucks.
yeah, lately, I mean, it's just discussing some of the things that WWE really needs to change to make their
That
product
went
a lot.
wrong with Payback.
Yeah,
Alright,
also with Payback as well, yeah.
our first match was Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin on the kickoff show, and Dolph Ziggler beats him. That is the major thing that kind of made me mad. Because you're going to let a veteran who's a good mid card and a good superstar that should have the World Heavyweight or some kind of belt right now, but that needs to be. They need to bring back the world too. But you're letting the veteran beat the rookie here, and you're making the rookie look really weak against him. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, that just happens a lot with, like, when they bring up NXT superstars anymore, it's like, they brought up Tyler Breeze, and when Tyler Breeze was in NXT, he was a big superstar, and then they bring him up, and he's just nothing but a jobber now.
Right, and they're doing the same thing to Sammy.
Yeah,
I don't
Sammy.
like that. Sammy is my boy.
Sammy's been losing a lot lately. I don't like that, because I'm a huge fan of Sami
Don't
Zayn.
like that at all. Nothing against Kevin Owens and Cesaro. They're really good, especially Kevin Owens, being how big he is and how he knew all them flips and turns and
Yeah, that's
it's
impressive.
amazing. But you gotta let Sammy win, guys. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you gotta let him win.
Yeah, if you're going to bring up these superstars from NXT, if you're going to bring them back up, I think what should happen is give them more of a spotlight. Don't just bring them back up here, well, to the main roster, and just make them jobbers. Because what was the whole point of them being in NXT? What was the whole point of building them up to be in the main roster if you're just going to make them all jobbers? Because what happened? Tyler Breeze, jobber.
Sammy.
Kevin Owens, he was not doing stuff for a while, and he's not the IC champion right now, but he wasn't really doing that much for a while. Right now he is, but for a while he
Sammy,
wasn't.
jobber.
Sammy is becoming a jobber.
Who else is left?
Baron Corbin lost to Dolph Ziggler, so
Which-
I mean, we can already see him going the same road.
Another
Enzo, Amore, and Big Cass, they're getting.
They're getting-
WWE's giving them a lot of.
They need to push them because they
Yes.
don't push the tag team division is really weak right now,
That's terrible.
and that's just really really bad. Okay, on to the next match. Next match was Kalisto taking on Ryback for the U.S. title. They are making the people holding the U.S. title look like a joke. You're defending it on the pre-show before anyone can even get to it. Like,
Yes.
at least John Cena made it respectable, and at least you can hold it, and he gave you a chance. But this is ridiculous. It's like kind of like the world heavyweight right now. Like, yeah, you can have it, you can have it, you can have it. Why don't we all just have it?
Right, because, like, let's think about it. Let's see what happened, and let's see how valuable the U.S. title was when John Cena had it. John Cena gave a shot to every single superstar in the back. That was every night on Monday Night Raw. That's impressive because he gave a shot to everybody.
And he didn't bury them. He made them look
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, like Sami Zayn. I mean, he gave. I love that match. It was one of my favorite matches of Raw.
And he had a busted shoulder.
Yeah, and he still fought and went and did the DDT through the
Ring
corner.
post.
Yeah, and he still managed to do that, and that was a great match. But the U.S. title right now,
Is a joke.
all it's doing is circulating through what we had Alberto Del Rio, which I'm not a fan of Alberto Del Rio.
He needs to be fired.
Yeah, he needs to go. Like if you're gonna fire, and I'll talk about this a little bit later on, but they fired Damian Sandow, and they also fired Bull Dempsey.
And Alex Riley.
They fired Alex Riley.
They let him go, but still.
I don't understand WWE. I don't understand how there's these crappy wrestlers in like Curtis Axel and Heath Slater.
Curtis Axel has potential if they just don't push him.
Yeah.
Like, he could be really good, but they're making him be Hulkamania and then be a jobber for like his whole career. Heath Slater, that's what he's meant to do. He's meant to be a jobber. No offense to Heath.
It's like Heath Slater is the jobber wrestler. You think of Heath Slater, you think of the jobber wrestler.
I mean,
Heath Slater.
I like Heath Slater. He's not that bad. Like,
Yeah, he's not terrible.
I like him. Like, he's not like, oh my god, it's Heath Slater. Oh my god, it's Heath Slater. I don't. But the U.S. title right now is just a joke, in my opinion, and they need to give it to someone like, I think, honestly, they need to give it to Ryback and have him defend it on the main card and make it look legit to have it more respectable. Because right now it's just like, oh, Kalisto has the belt. Good for Kalisto, but who?
Yeah, Kalisto's being built. I'm not sure if you know about this, but what happened to the Lucha Dragons? Like,
They're still a
Sin Cara-
team. They wrestled Monday. Well, Sin Cara did against Rusev, and he beat
Yeah,
Rusev.
like I'm talking like the actual two two of them wrestling
I
another
don't-
team. Like, it's been a while since we've seen that. Like, I don't know if it's because when Sin Cara was injured, they pushed Kalisto, and now that he's back, it's sort of like a bad timing. Like,
Yeah, kind of like
Kalisto's
Kane.
champion. Yeah.
They just put Kane aside, like,
yeah, with the whole incident with Seth Rollins.
Seth is injured, so we're just going to put you in the back. Don't come out, please.
Until Seth gets back.
Well, I think Seth's going to... I think... No disrespect to Roman. I love Roman and all, but I think when Seth comes back, he's going to make that man's life a living hell.
Yeah, I mean, Seth, when he comes back, it's going to be... That's when I'll get back into wrestling, is when Seth gets back. Because that's when it's going to get really, really good.
You know what I'd like to see? The Shield versus the Bullet. That would be an sensational... I can't even say the word. A really good match. Because you got AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and what's the other guy's name?
I can't. I haven't watched the newest Raws and stuff.
I can't remember his name, but
I don't watch.
They're all good wrestlers, and then have the Shield come back and literally just take over House again, and have like Seth and Dean with tag team belts, have Roman with the WWE.
That'd be good because it'd be unpredictable. Nobody's going to be expecting. I mean, people have theories, but nobody would, because Roman right now is not a face or a heel. He's sort of like just a hard hitter. And Dean Ambrose is sort of the same thing. I mean, Dean Ambrose is sort of a face. But
Roman is just getting booed out of the building.
Yes. As a fan of Roman Reigns, guys, I'm not lying to you. I am wearing a Roman Reigns t-shirt doing this recording right now.
He really is, and I'm wearing an Undertaker shirt.
He's wearing an Undertaker shirt.
And on the back it says, don't summon the dead. But he is really wearing a Roman Reigns shirt.
So I'm a really big fan of Roman. I've been a fan of Roman Reigns since last WrestleMania when he was getting booed out of the stadium.
And I have one in my closet.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I've been a fan of, but I think as a fan of Roman Reigns, the WWE set him up to do this because WWE had him face AJ Styles and face people that
can help him.
Yeah, and
like he's still green, like he's still really young, but as time goes by, he's gonna get better. I just hope they don't make him into another Cena, which everyone thinks that's going to happen. Yeah, and if that happens, I'm not going to be happy. Like, he has so much potential. Like, I don't see John Cena flying over the top rope.
And the funny thing is, like, when Roman Reigns wasn't champion, Roman Reigns had a lot to his character because he was the one who was fighting his way to the top. And now that he became champion, it's like Roman's... I mean, he still got a purpose, but the main purpose for Roman was him fighting the Authority Monday Night Raw after Monday Night Raw, trying to get to this title. And now they got him. Now they gave him the title. They've already given Roman Reigns a bad rap because they had him face people the crowd wanted to get over, and nobody else won against Roman Reigns.
I kind of think that they need to turn him heel and like just have him like kind of be like a kind of a Stone Cold character and like have him just say like a couple words and just beat the living crap out of everybody.
That would be good. That fits Roman Reigns' character. That's
that
what he
honestly
was.
Fits him better than this. Oh, I'm the guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy. Like just go out there and just beat the crap out of everybody.
Just fight people. I mean, his one of his T-shirts says it. Hit hard, hit often. He's not even hitting hard anymore.
I have two Roman Reigns shirts. I have the one that you're wearing. I have the one that says hit harder, hit often. I bring the fight. And
it goes for a good deal, though. Pretty cheap.
I love how we started talking about Kalisto and all that. And we went to Roman Reigns. Yeah. But, oh well. But
it's just a controversial thing because I think as a fan of Roman Reigns, it's better for him to not be champion because I don't have to hear him getting booed out of the stadium every night if I do watch Raw. It's just, as a fan, it just, John Cena's just used to it. He comes out and he smiles to it. So,
it's like, hey,
yeah.
I feel bad for the Usos, man. They get booed out of the building now because of Roman Reigns, but we can't help that. All right, on to the next match, Payback. It was, excuse me, I needed a drink of water. It was Enzo Amores and Colin Cassidy versus the Vaudevillains and ended in a no contest because of what happened to Enzo, how he hit his head violently on the ropes and hit back. Thankfully, he only had a concussion, and I thought that match was going to steal the night. I thought that match was going to have the second best match of Payback. The first match was going to be obviously Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Yeah. But I thought this match was going to be, that was the second best match of Payback. Unfortunately, stuff happens. He gets hurt. People get injured in this business, and unfortunately had to happen to Enzo.
Yeah, I seen that video on Facebook, and that was not fake.
I've seen it live.
It looked real, and it looked like it was really painful.
He did not move. I watched the whole pay-per-view live, and he did not move. He sat there on the ring, kind of just not moving, and I was kind of like, "Is he?"
You see, it was just kind of one of those scary injuries because he wasn't moving, so you're not sure if he was knocked out.
You didn't know if he was knocked out, dead, or paralyzed.
Yeah, I was kind of like just watching that video. It was a very, very, very tough thing to watch because Enzo Amore and Big Cass just got on the roster,
right?
He already is injured.
He's already injured.
I don't know. Like, I haven't seen the pay-per-view because I made a deal. I made a promise to myself or a deal, whatever. Mm-hmm. That the next pay-per-view that I see, WWE messes up and just
it's trash.
If it's trash, that I wouldn't watch another pay-per-view until it's better. And that was the Royal Rumble, and I hated that Rumble. I hated it. I hated it.
I liked it.
But I liked the match before. Like, I loved that match, Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. I loved the match before it, but when I got to the Rumble, I hated the ending because it was just so lazy. Like, they built Roman Reigns up. He's going to beat these people. And just here comes Triple H, and he comes out and just one hit.
Oh, yeah, that was the one that Triple H won. I forgot. The Rumble was good, but they kind of did lazy it.
That's what I mean. Like, the Rumble was getting really good because you had Sami Zayn come out.
You had a whole bunch of people, and you weren't expecting, and all of a sudden, time to play the game, and you're like, holy crap, he's back, and then Roman Reigns gets out Sheamus, and then boom. What I was thinking they should have done is not have Triple H win, they should have had Dean win. Because if Dean would have won, that would have been a fun rivalry.
That was what their original plans were, I heard, or what a lot of people was wanting to have happen. Mm-hmm. But, of course, WWE, I don't know what's going on with WWE right now, but they are so against their fans,
I think it's kind of the writers. Like, they need to fire the whole writing.
They're so against the crowd, it's ridiculous. I mean, they want Dean Ambrose to win, Dean Ambrose loses.
They want to see Kevin Owens win, he loses. Yeah. They want to see Sami Zayn win, he loses.
They want to get The Miz wins. Yeah, and we'll get to that later on.
Later on in this card, and you're going to hear my mouth explode. Big time. All right.
Yeah, we'll get to why you don't like that.
I felt bad for Enzo. He's a good competitor. I like him a lot. He has good potential. And I was actually happy for Colin because he got to be a main guy now, and he's like his own little single guy right now. And I think he beat Jericho on Monday. I'm not sure. I didn't watch it all, but all I remember is he's doing good right now. And I'm happy because Raw, I didn't watch it, but I seen it on stuff on Facebook and Instagram that they said Dean Ambrose was out, like he was injured. Like, I thought, oh geez, now he's out, and we got Cena, Orton, Seth, now Dean's out, and then it was just, you hear his music, and it's like, oh, he's back, and he's not hurt, and he's perfectly fine, and he killed Jericho's light-up jacket.
Yeah, guys, by the way, rest in peace to the jacket. It's gone.
Rest in peace, my rear end.
It'll be back. I bet it'll be back on Monday again, or heck, maybe Thursday.
And as Jericho would like to say to Dean Ambrose, "You stupid idiot!" On to the next match for Payback, which was obviously the best match of the night, was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That match was incredible. I loved every minute of it. I felt bad for Sami.
I didn't see the match, but I heard about it. I heard about on social media that it was pretty good. I mean, it got a lot of hype, and that was the match that we wanted to see at WrestleMania. I don't understand why they didn't do it at WrestleMania.
I think to build it up, because have you heard the new matches that are coming out? Uh-huh. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar taking on Kevin Owens.
That's interesting right there. I've always wanted that to happen from day one when Kevin Owens. When I seen Kevin Owens debut on Raw against John Cena, I said he would be a great opponent for Brock Lesnar. That's just a great match right there.
What's that new guy in the NXT, that Japan guy that just came over? Has the mohawk.
But I know he beat Sami Zayn.
He has the mohawk. We all know this because he came in and he beat Sami. I can't remember his name.
On the night of WrestleMania, I think.
Yeah, and he's actually taking on Cena.
Oh, I heard about that too. I think, now that you're saying this, I'm starting to remember it now.
I'm praying Cena doesn't bury him. I'm praying Cena lets him go over, and I'm praying Lesnar lets Kevin Owens go over.
I think it's a better decision to put, because these guys from NXT, they need more spotlight than they're given. Because
like Baron Corbin, Sammy, both.
Yeah,
Kevin's been here for quite a while now, but I actually like to say this: he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
That man has to lose a lot of weight, and I'm proud of that man. That man is biblical, and he's really good in the ring. I wouldn't expect how much is he, like 250, 260, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, you would not think he'd be able to do like
Uh,
flips and stuff and sentons on off the top rope, but he ends up doing them. And I was impressed by Kevin Owens when he debuted, because when he debuted, he made his name cemented in WWE. He said, "Hey, my name is Kevin Owens. I'm going to go to the top and fight John Cena." I mean, that's impressive. Now it's just like they're not really doing much. These guys,
they're not doing anything with him, and it's just like, uh, not to be disrespectful, but I think it's time for him to get a new move set.
Yeah,
like not a new move set, but like he's predictable. Like you know what's coming, you know what's gonna happen. But it would be amazing to see a new move set. I would mind that.
Yeah, and then sometimes when they do that with superstars, like I'm hearing about they're gonna bring back Darren. What's his name? He was with Titus O'Neil.
Darren Young.
Darren Young. They're gonna bring him back as a new character and everything. They're gonna give him a new moveset and everything.
Yeah, because he's having Bob Backlund as his wife coach in Raw.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. At least WWE is giving another shot, because they didn't do it with Drew McIntyre, or they didn't do that with.
There's a potential in Drew.
Yeah, and they just gave him nothing. It's really ridiculous how they do that, because it's like this talent comes in, they're really good. Like Damian Sandow, watched his matches. He did good matches. I was really into the Damian Sandow character. They just fire him like he's just bye. But yet Chris Axel's in there. But yet I don't know, Heath Slater. I would rather, if somebody would ask me, would I want Heath Slater in there, or would I want Damian Sandow in there? But I'd be like, I want Damian in there more than Heath. But Heath is sort of like one of those jobbers that's, he's like, yeah, he's root for him. The likable jobber guy.
And I don't understand why they let him lose the Money in the Bank match back in 11, I think, and Cena. Like, that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I give it a 9 out of 10. I would have gave it a 10 out of 10 if Sami would have won. I think Sami should have won over this time, because Kevin Owens always kind of went to the pay-per-view. He didn't win at Mania, but still he wins.
He got beat by
he kind of was going on a losing streak, so I guess he should have won. But I think Sami should have won over to get a lot of momentum. But, oh well, I guess it's whatever. WWE just wants to
say screw you to the fan. That's why I stopped watching it. Now, I know people out there saying, but Nate, isn't that abandoning the product? I'm not abandoning it. I'm still getting on Facebook and YouTube and watching the videos. I'm just not watching the 3-hour episode of Raw, because it's really boring. And I'm not abandoning the product. I'm a fan of WWE. I'm just tired of WWE giving me the middle finger every time I go to watch a video or watch one of the pay-per-views and pay money for it.
They're like, you don't have the network?
Well, not anymore. I don't really have it anymore, because but with what was I saying? What was I saying?
I honestly forgot.
I forgot too, but
I think
WWE.
Yeah, WWE middle finger.
With the pay-per-views they release now, it's just like they build these people up to win, and
they lose.
And the crowd is getting into the match. I hate this when WWE does this. The crowd is into the match. Best match of the year potential, but yet WWE goes, screw you guys, haha, he loses, and it's like, what the frick? And WWE is wondering, why are the ratings dropping? Why are the views dropping? Because you guys keep giving the middle finger to the crowd, and they don't like it. I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either.
That's why I stopped watching it, because I'm like, every Monday Night Raw, I got bored, or they did something I didn't like. I was like, okay, so I'm not watching it.
I understand it's a business world and a business decision, but you gotta make something for the people to like. Because you just keep feeding them crap. Like, let's say you have apples. People don't want apples; they want orange. But you give the people apples anyway. That's what WWE is doing.
Keep on.
Feeding apples down everybody's throat instead of just giving them the orange. Like, everyone would love to see Dean Ambrose with the WWE title. Everyone would love to see Cesaro with the Intercontinental, or Sammy.
These people need championship opportunities, but yet they're giving them to these people that don't need them. I hate Sheamus. I can't stand Sheamus now.
You don't like Sheamus?
Well, I don't like the new Sheamus. I hate the new Sheamus. I like the old Sheamus before he got the mohawk and stuff, but
I like the new Sheamus. The new Sheamus is amazing. I love his aggression. I just feel baffled.
Well, and like right now, they don't really give him much to do anymore.
He's just becoming a jobber.
Yeah.
But I love Sheamus. He always will be one of my favorite guys, even though he's not like,
even though I made that video, if you guys go back, I made a video a while back Months back, I talked about WWE and the future of WWE and what should happen.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's in that video that should happen hasn't happened yet. WWE still not doing the thing that should do, and that's I made a video a few months ago and I was like saying, hey, these are the problems. You need to get this fixed, and it's still not fixed. And I don't know what more evidence WWE needs. They're booing people out of the arenas. They're not coming to the arenas. They're not sold out. I guess WrestleMania had a good number. I heard it was almost sold out, or I think it was sold out.
It was sold out. It was WrestleMania. It's always going to get sold
out.
Yeah,
it's the Mania. But yet Roman got booed by, what,
most of
75,000 people?
But here's the thing. Roman, I think the reason why people boo him, and it's mostly guys, is because they hate him, or they are not him, because just look at him. Like, he's got the eyes, he's got the hair, he's got the body. Yeah. And guys see that and they're like, well, I gotta boo this guy. And yeah, he's not the best wrestler. Yeah, he's not the best on the mic, but still, he's decent.
He's getting better, though. I mean, before, when he was doing a lot of, like, I remember one time he forgot his line. I seen that clip on YouTube. It was hilarious. He was, like, talking to the camera, and he paused for, like, 5 seconds. He was like, and then they cut it away from him. I was like, okay, Roman, you forgot your line.
I remember the one thing he said to Seth Rollins that, he had me weak. You know, the cat from Tweety Bird? He was like, suffering, succotash. I'm like, in what mind would you let the big man say that?
Yeah, that's not Roman's fault. That's the writers. I don't know. Roman would never say that if he had his own dialogue. I'm just saying, no, I don't understand that either. But I do think the tater tots was funny. He was like, hey, Sheamus, keep talking about how he's like, you keep talking about how you have potatoes. Look, you got nothing but tater tots. I thought it was funny.
And John Cena called him a ketchup jar of mayonnaise, something like that. Okay, on to the next match. That's going to hear my mouth probably more than this guy's mouth, because for one, I do not like this man. The Miz.
I don't like him either.
And Cesaro. WWE, what are you doing? Giving this man who should not be in wrestling, who don't know what he's doing, who hits, literally, I watched him when he had a WWE Championship, he was literally hitting Jerry Lawler with a closed fist, and as soon as he would punch him, he would go full hand and just smack him.
And that does no damage at all. I don't understand that.
The Miz is not my cup of tea. I honestly despise this man, and you have to be really bad, because I don't despise a lot of people. I don't hate a lot of people. But Miz, he's one of those guys that I, honest to God, hate. He should have stayed in Hollywood. He should have never went back to WWE. Vince should have just fired him. They should have kept Alex Riley and Damian Sandow. And who else got fired? Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett. Also, Bull Dempsey got fired.
I don't know.
That's bull crap, too.
I don't know who that guy is, but I would rather have them guys back and lose the Miz. Now, I know there's probably a lot of Miz heads going to give me hate, but honestly, I honestly do not care, because I just cannot stand this man.
I can't stand him either.
He took Ric Flair's finisher, and he didn't, and he main evented WrestleMania, and somehow CM Punk didn't do that?
Exactly! I don't understand how the Miz got a shot at WrestleMania, and he was only there for 3 years. And here he is in the main event, and he's going to be the WWE champion. And he beat John Cena.
And CM Punk
beat John Cena, but yet
CM Punk's just standing there.
Yeah, the CM Punk is just out. I still think that's bullcrap how that happened.
The way that this match ended, I was kind of disappointed, because Miz was tapping out to the crossface, which Cesaro did. Rest in peace, Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all know where you're at.
Yeah.
Cool. But he had him tapping out, and Sammy and Kevin were fighting in the ring. For the love, why? Okay. Why would you put Kevin Owens on commentary? Why? Because you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. Sammy's going to come out and beat the living crap out of him. And that's what Sammy did. He literally beat him up, and then they got in the ring. Cesaro pushed them both off.
It's predictable.
Miz rolled him up and grabbed his tights, and it was 1, 2, 3, and I was like, yep, this pay-per-view sucked already.
And watch, I bet you guys, I'm not going to be surprised if the next pay-per-view Extreme Rules if the Miz gets a win again, because they're probably going to give him some bullcrap reign until somebody comes back, and they're going to give them the title. They do all the time. They always give somebody a bullcrap reign, and then they have somebody come back. And
Oh, yeah. Kevin Owens defeated Sami Zayn by a powerbomb. Enzo got caught out on a stretcher, and Ryback lost to Kalisto because he rolled him up, and Baron Corbin lost to Dolph Ziggler, which was kind of bullcrap.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. I mean, Dolph Ziggler, it's not making him a jobber. Like they just gave him one match, but still, it's Baron Corbin. He just came from NXT.
And he just won the Andre Giant Memorial Battle
Royal. Yeah, just give him a little bit more of a notice. But as far as the Miz goes, I think the only 2 years I liked the Miz because he was a good heel was before about not even 2 years, from 2009 to 2011 was probably the only year like he was a good heel because, I mean, on the mic he was a good heel, but I never cared for him as a wrestler. He can't wrestle. I'll say that right now. He cannot wrestle. I don't care for his moves at all, but he was good in the microphone. He was a good heel.
He is.
But
really
this whole Hollywood thing, I hate this new Hollywood thing because he comes out with this stupid dress
red carpet. And why did they bring... I don't understand. They brought back Maurice, but she's not doing anything. Yeah. Like, put her in the ring!
She's just like there because, I'm the girlfriend of the Miz. Like, nobody gives a crap to be the girlfriend of the Miz. Do something.
Actually, wife. They're married.
Oh, yeah, the wife. But it's like, nobody, like, she doesn't do anything. It's just like...
Get her in the match. We want to see Maurice.
Get her involved.
We want to see Maurice and Lana go at it.
But say, if they're getting Lana in there, have Maurice fight Lana. I almost called her Lama. Sorry. that guy.
We're sorry, Lana. I mean, Lana.
You're hot. I'm just playing. No, I'm just kidding.
We love you. Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody loves you. No one likes you. Rusev is the one of the luckiest man on earth.
Rusev did not beat us up, please. We were just joking. I'm just kidding. No, but she is hot.
Yeah. He's probably won't even watch it. Oh, these stupid kids.
Yeah.
Next match. Next match was Dean Ambrose and Jericho. That match had potential, but they did not deliver. That match was kind of stale.
It was.
Yeah, I watched the whole pay-per-view. It was kind of stale.
Is Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho?
Yeah, it was Chris Jericho. And the match was good. It had the good, code breaker, and then it was good. It was just predictable. Like, you knew Dean Ambrose should have won, and he did. Thank goodness, because Chris Jericho would have won. I think I would have threw something at my TV. But Chris Jericho lost, and I can respect that. He's giving the young talent a push. I like
Finally, they give Dean Ambrose a push. I mean,
yeah, but then he's still in this rivalry with him, and he killed Mitch. He killed Mitch. Out of all things to kill, he killed Mitch. Come on, Jericho.
By the way, guys, rest in peace to Mitch. That's why I took the jacket away, because he was like, you want to kill Mitch? The jacket's getting killed too.
It was that was the second good match, and it was good. I liked it. No lie. I was happy for.
It's one of those matches that sounds good, but technically speaking, it's not.
It was good, but it wasn't like I thought it was going to be electric. I thought, they're going to start going at it. Yeah. They're going to put people through announce tables. They're going to freaking go hardcore in here.
Yeah, because it's Jericho and Ambrose. Some of the biggest stars.
Belt they need to bring back? They need to bring back the hardcore belt and have Dean Ambrose hold that thing.
I've said that so many times to so many people that it's crazy of how they don't see Dean Ambrose as a hardcore champion. That is the icing on the cake, guys. It's like the two things that go together. You got peanut butter, you got jelly. Dean Ambrose is the hardcore champion.
He is the hardest core person I've seen in wrestling today, besides Seth Rollins, because they both came up from backyard wrestling. I used to watch that, and those matches got bloody. I remember Dean Ambrose. He took a screwdriver to the head, and he was busted open so much.
I've seen one of those matches. He had this one guy had electric saw, took him and pulled his hair back and sort of cut back here a little bit.
Yeah, that was
bleeding everywhere. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, that
and Mick Foley gave him the passing of the torch. He gave him Barbie.
And Terry Funk. And he gave him his chainsaw.
Funk. Give him the chainsaw and Barbie. How many signs you have to have, WWE, to make this guy the new hardcore champion? He's the next generation.
Belt. Come on.
Yeah. Give him the belt, because he's not going to get the World Heavyweight title. He's not going to get the IC title.
He should. He's already had the IC title.
Oh, he has had the United States title, though.
He's had both the mid-card belts. They need to give him the big belt now.
Yeah, but they won't do that because WWE doesn't listen to the crowd. So at least give him the hardcore championship, because that would fit Dean Ambrose.
That would fit him perfectly. And I think that match with Lesnar, someone should have got busted up, and I think he should have used Barbie, hit him on the head, and used the chainsaw and kind of busted him open and stuff. Like, it should have been a bloody match. But
you guys want to know a good street fight? That was probably one of the best matches in history.
Mick Foley versus Triple H.
That, but also another match involved Triple H. Shawn Michaels versus
That
Triple H.
was a bloody match.
That was one of the
Was it
greatest
the three
matches I've
stages
ever
of
seen.
hell? Like it was a one-on-one, and then a hardcore match, and then a Hell in a Cell or something like that.
There was that, but before that, there was a street fight. There was just one.
No, it was a street fight. Hell in a Cell. No, Hell in a Cell was last. I can't remember what was in the middle. I honestly cannot remember.
Yeah, but I remember
that was a
match.
match.
Man, that was freaking awesome.
That was an amazing match. Because didn't it last like an hour?
An hour long, but I didn't get bored.
Right.
It was one of those matches where Shawn kept attacking, Triple H kept attacking. Of course, Triple H, I think he targeted Shawn's leg or something like that. And
probably going back.
Or his back. Yeah, it was his back, not his leg. Sorry about it. Because he injured his back. I know it was when Shawn Michaels came back to WWE. So
yeah, I remember because they took each other on SummerSlam and Shawn Michaels beat him and Triple H was irate and he wanted to win. I miss that Triple H. I don't like this corporate one. I wish
the bald, the one that doesn't wrestle anymore.
I wish he would grow his hair back and just beat the crap out of everybody. I wish that would be the same with
return of the game.
Who else is still here and that's kind of old and should be like a hardcore guy?
Well, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, Sting should have gotten a better push than he did.
Sting should have won a match.
Lost both of his matches. He lost his debut match, and he lost his final match in WWE because he announced his retirement. So I'm like, seriously, WWE? Seriously?
Announced his retirement. Announced. He could be playing something with Undertaker, I guess.
That's what I'm hearing. Like, they put it on the game. You play Sting versus Undertaker on the game. They make a commentary. Say, well, everybody's wondering when the Undertaker's going to face Sting. And what's going to happen is Sting's going to be like, oh, surprise, I'm back, and I'm not really retired. I was just thinking about it.
I was faking.
Yeah, or faking it. And he wanted to do his final match with Taker because Taker's already said he doesn't want to wrestle anymore. I've heard it from wrestling rumors. He doesn't want to wrestle in WWE anymore.
Yeah, I heard people talk about that though a lot, and it's like not like the best thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's time for Taker. I've watched 10 things on this one guy's YouTube channel. I can't remember what it was, but he talked about how Undertaker wanted the streak to end a long time ago, and he actually wanted the young Randy Orton to beat him and take the streak. Good. But WWE said, no, you kind of keep going, which I don't understand why they made him lose to Brock and keep him after that. And he was like, they kept moving him and pushing him, and like they Lesnar beat him. I don't understand that. They should have made like who's a rookie right now? Like I guess
a good rookie, like AJ
Sami
Styles?
Zayn, AJ Styles, Neville, one of those guys. Cesaro should have beat him, not Brock Lesnar, because no one can beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
you don't see Brock Lesnar ever losing.
And when I heard the streak ended, I remember what happened. I watched it live. I didn't watch that. That was before I got back into WWE because for a while, I don't know. I didn't leave from WWE and stop watching it because I didn't like it. I just sort of like
pushed it away
about it. Like I just, I was just like, and then one day I caught it on TV. I was like, this is a good Raw, and I started watching it ever since. Well, actually, my friend told me about it. He's like, hey, do you watch WWE? My friend, from school.
I know who you're talking about.
And he's like, do you watch WWE? And I'm like, no, not really that much anymore, but I still like the old school stuff. And he's like, well, watch it. And last year wasn't that bad of a year, honestly. I watched all last year.
14, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. All of them are really good years.
But this year sucks.
So far. It sucks. Bad. But I remember the first time I watched wrestling. I still remember the day. Everyone used to talk about it, and I was still in elementary, and I was like 5th grade going into 6th. And my friends were like, oh, yeah. You see that match between Randy Orton, and I'm like, who's Randy Orton? Who are these people? And it was Monday, and it was like 10. It was the main event. I know this for a fact because they wanted to save these guys for like any kind of day. And it was a handicap match between Sheamus and Triple H against Legacy, and it was one of the best matches I remember that I watched. And ever since then, I've been hooked, and I've been watching it ever since, even though it's been a bumpy road so far this year. 15 was kind of bumpy, but it straightened out, but 16 is what I mean. Like, really bumpy so far. The end of the
year from 15 was pretty decent. Yeah, I love the Extreme Rules. I love WrestleMania 31. That's probably one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time.
I love how Shane's calling this the new era. The new generation era of Neville, Sammy, Kevin, all these rookies, but then they lose. Cena beats him. Orton beats him.
Speaking of eras, we're still in the PG era, and I think it's kind of bullcrap because you look at the statistics. The Attitude Era, which was considered one of the best eras in wrestling, only lasted for a couple years, and then like the Ruthless Aggression Era only lasted from like 2003 or 4.
It lasted from like 2000 to 2008, 9ish.
Yeah, so about 7 or 8 years. But we're still in the PG era. I mean, I think it's 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
It's
16.
16.
Sorry.
Whoa,
yeah, too long. But, yeah, I mean, it's still about 8 years. So, I mean, it's just about equal. I mean, this is a time to end this era because I can't stand seeing twerking bunnies and guys in bull suits.
Hey, El Torito was good.
Well, I mean, he was decent, but he was a good wrestler. I mean, he came in and gave some good humor, but I couldn't stand the bunny. Dude. I just couldn't get over that idea. I was like, what the freak is WWE doing with a bunny in there, man?
Whoever said let's put a man in a bunny suit and put him with Adam Rose was an idiot.
Yeah, that's green. That
you should be fired.
Fired.
We need to do this more often, this broadcast thing.
Yeah, this is fun. You actually do a good job on. You should be on YouTube, bro. Honestly, you should do like wrestling reviews on YouTube.
Yeah, I've watched this one guy. His name's one of his names. I know his name's Nappy, but I can't remember Nappy something. Nappy Gaming. He does reviews on it too with him and his friend. And I was talking to Nate about this, and I was like, let's do it. We would have done it last week, but I got like really busy because I had a doctor and crap like that. But I actually enjoy this because it gives us the time and effort to tell WWE our frustration, even though they're not going to watch it. We can tell you guys, and you guys will listen, and you guys will agree and disagree, and we can have it.
Yeah, and it just gets shared, and people hear about it. Then because we are not the only ones that have these problems. We're talking about the entire WWE universe, which I'm sure has this problem, but yet WWE wants to ignore them. So
wants to ignore us and say, no fingers.
Yeah, it's just messed up. They do that. It's like we buy your products. We buy WWE Network, and
I have a complaint. I never got my Kevin Owens and Uso shirt.
Hey, what the heck's happening, WWE? Get together, okay?
I gotta report that because didn't you say if I report that I can get free stuff?
T-shirt or anything, I guess.
Yeah, because I wanted that Kevin Owens shirt really bad, but
get the newest T-shirt every week.
Yeah, on to the next match real quick is the Divas match between Natalya and
I heard it was
Charlotte.
I heard it was bad. That's just what I heard.
My opinion, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It was okay because Natalya did her thing and kind of rolled the match for a little bit, and then after a while, it was kind of Charlotte taking over, and then it was good momentum. It was good pace. But who said let's do the screw job again? Who said the screw job again?
I heard about that too. They're doing screw job 2.0.
Yeah, they did a screw job 2.0 where Natalya.
Let's say, Cena 2.0. They're doing the screw job 2.0.
Not Natalya, but Charlotte put Natalya in the sharpshooter, and it was the referee Little Nate. I can't remember his name. Charles Woodson. He was doing the match, and they nicknamed him Little Nate. And I figured out why they nicknamed him Little Nate, because he came out with Ric Flair, had the robe, he did the woo. He actually wrestled with Ric Flair before, and that's why they call him Little Nate. And we call him, every one of my friends call him Little Nate, because we like him. And he looks like Ric Flair a little bit. He's got the blonde hair. He's kind of getting up there in age. And we call him Little Nate. We're like, hey, Little Nate's just going to make the pinfall. And now in this 2K16, we got this dude with black hair, and he don't even look like Little Nate. And we're like, we want Little Nate back.
Also notice how, if you guys play 2K60 on the story mode, Mike Tyson was supposed to be in one of the WrestleManias. They replaced him.
He wasn't in there. It was a white guy.
Yeah, they replaced him with just some random dude. I was like, that's odd. It should be Mike Tyson. DX, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, they did that in 13. Why couldn't they do that in 16?
I guess they were saying, like, they couldn't get the rights to have Tyson in the game or something. I'm like, this is you guys are a multi-million-dollar company. You guys
just pay him $1 million.
Yeah, and get him as a special character. Doesn't have him as a boxer. Just put him there. If you guys can have Arnold Schwarzenegger in there, put Mike Tyson in there.
He wasn't 13.
Yeah, I mean exactly. Like if you guys could put Terminator in there, why not?
The Bebop. But yeah, they did the screw job 2.0. not Natalia, I'm going to do this. It's going to make you mad. Charlotte put Natalia in the sharpshooter, Little and H, rung the bell. Natalia didn't say a dang thing. She didn't tap. And it was over, and it was a true job. And then afterward, Brett got in and put Rick in the sharpshooter, and then she put Charlotte in the sharpshooter, and they were tapping like crazy, like, oh my God, my back, my legs, it hurts. And it was an okay match.
Yeah, I just heard from a lot of people like that it was like I heard some of my friends say that it was a slow match with a lot of build up, the pacing and stuff. And,
I thought it had good pace. I thought it was okay. Not best.
yeah.
Okay, on to this. McMahon finally reveals who will control Raw. We're all wanting Shane. We don't want Stephanie. We're all wanting Shane. We don't want Stephanie.
What does WWE do?
They put them together.
Both Shane and Stephanie.
WWE, you're making me want to put my head through the wall right here. Come on, guys. Get your head in the gator. This was the brand split everybody was waiting for. They were going to have Shane I cannot talk. Shane run Raw and Stephanie get SmackDown. Or, kind of reverse this, what I wanted to see, take out Stephanie in general, put her in just in the back, have Shane run Raw. I don't know why I'm doing that. Have Triple H run NXT and have Paul Heyman run SmackDown.
That's interesting. That's great. But of course, interesting is not what WWE does anymore. They just sort of do the lazy route. Go, hey, we'll make him lose.
Make him win.
Yeah, but nobody wants that person to win. But that's actually a good idea because SmackDown right now is it's better than it was in Sci-Fi. What I watched on Sci-Fi, I didn't like SmackDown.
I think it's kind of getting better than Raw.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's definitely SmackDown. Like I said, I watched
more than Raw
because it's an hour. I'm like, okay, that's how it should be. This should only be 1 hour, or is it 1 hour or 2 hours?
It's 1 hour.
It's a short show. It's how Raw should be. That's why I watch SmackDown more because it goes by at a faster pace. Get matches in there, get promos in there. Okay, that's gonna be all right. You're gonna make 3 hours long and all these commercials and it just gets boring.
Yeah,
and I watch on Hulu. Dude, on Hulu, the total time on Hulu is only like 1 hour and 30 minutes for Raw. So
I hate Hulu.
2 hours of ads in there. I'm like,
I hate Hulu. Hulu can just suck a big fat.
Yeah, I mean, I got I have the Hulu like when you pay extra money to get the commercial.
Primary.
Yeah, and like it's only like 1 hour and 30 minutes. The Raw shows are.
It's not worth it. WWE Network is where it's at, even though, and y'all need to watch Camp WWE. It is the
I gotta watch that too.
Funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You guys can get more entertainment off the network than you guys can honestly out of the new stuff like
right.
Raw and stuff.
But
at least on there they got Camp WWE. They got the Renee Young show.
They got Swerve, which they need to start making new episodes.
Swerve. Yeah, they got Road.
They got all the old pay-per-views you can watch. Me and my friend were watching them.
The Road one?
Off the road, yeah, something like that. Too. I watched it. It was kind of okay, but me and my friend we were watching the 2005, I think it was 2005, Batista versus Triple H, Vengeance, and we watched a little bit of it. And Carlito was in it, and Shelton Benjamin was in it. I missed those guys, especially Shelton Benjamin. Shelton was my main man. I have actually the one figure MVP I think WWE made of him, and MVP. It was. Okay, MVP is his own problem because he went to WWE. They banned him on a losing streak. He left. He went to New Japan. They did the same thing to him there. He left. He went to TNA. Did the same thing he did there. He left. And he went to Lucha, and he recently got fired from Lucha.
Where's he going to go now, TNA? Or
he already went to TNA. I don't know where he's going to go. But,
yeah. Well, MVP, I mean... Gotta go somewhere if you're gonna wrestle. But yeah, like Carlito I've seen an interview with Carlito. It was a very recent one where he said he's like WWE. I'll come back to WWE just if they call me. So I'm like, you guys should bring Carlito back, and he'd be a great heel.
Oh, he'd be amazing.
An awesome heel. He's such a fun heel. You know, spit apples in people's face and saying you're not cool. It's just a very fun character. Like those are the heels I miss. Like, I miss Carlito being a heel. I miss old school Miz because he was a decent heel.
I don't care for Miz whatsoever. I wish he would just
Never
leave. But I really do miss Shelton, and I really do miss what was his tag team partner? when he was with Kurt Angle. Charlie Haas. Those two.
Charlie Haas, yeah.
Those two were really good, and you're the MVP for that. They were really good, and I miss them. And Kurt Angle. They need that Kurt Angle. You guys can bring back Kurt Angle, but Triple H doesn't want him.
Whatever happened to that guy who was in WrestleMania 23? He's the big guy. He shaved Vince McMahon's head. Bobby Lashley.
Oh my goodness, Bobby Lashley. Bring him back. That man was electrifying. He speared people out of their boots.
He was a good wrestler, but I don't understand WWE does this anymore. He just they fire the good ones and they keep these crappy wrestlers, and if the Miz should not be in fire the Miz.
I'm really just waiting for Jeff Hardy to get his mind straight in TNA, and him just leaving TNA and saying, Vince, I know I messed up. Can you please make me come back? Because I really miss it, and I really want to come back.
Can you imagine if he came back and we had Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy feud one more time, the final feud? They booked it as the last time they're going to feud. And they go back to WrestleMania 25, and he's like, hey, you remember WrestleMania 25? And stuff like that. That'd be a good feud.
That would be amazing. Now, I want Jeff to have the big belt. I miss Jeff. I wish he'd have the big belt right now. Even though Roman has it. No disrespect to Roman.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm waiting for Finn. Where you been, man? Come to the main roster. I know you want to. You're championship material. Vince likes you. I like you. Everybody likes you. You don't like Finn Balor. Something's wrong.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Finn Balor. The first match I seen of him was when I first started watching NXT, and it was actually before he had the paint on. And I already knew he had the demon paint on, but it was even with the paint off. I mean, I was watching his match, and he was just doing these moves that
I watched him before all that. I watched him when he was in New Japan.
I didn't watch him then. I mean, that was before I came back to wrestling.
I remember when he had the other face paint too. He had like the green one, and he had He wasn't the Joker. It was a different one.
He was the Venom one too, I think, before.
He just had a lot of different face paint. I remember he was really good. And I'm like, man, it'd be amazing if they would be signed this dude. It'd be awesome. And then all I see is I wake up one morning. I was on Instagram and I was following WWE, and I was like, it said, breaking news, Finn Balor signed with WWE. I literally jumped out of my bed. I threw my phone. I was like, finally, he's in NXT.
Yeah.
No, don't make him a jobber, and I swear if he makes a jobber, I'm going to be mad.
And actually the biggest star. He's like the biggest star in NXT right now.
That's why I don't think they want him to go to the main roster. I think they want to keep him there, so.
Yeah. Because Triple H is in charge of NXT, so he picks, whenever he wants to have another superstar. Hang on, guys. I might be hearing a little bit of noise. I'm trying to get my phone turned off, but still recording, but still just wanting it back on to see the time. But, yeah, so as far as Finn Balor goes, I'm a really big fan of Finn Balor. I think if he was going to the main roster, make him WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I'm a fan of Roman Reigns, too, but make Finn Balor champion because he's the people's. So that's still stuff from The Rock, but he's the people's champion. I mean, he's the guy who people really want as the champion.
Yeah.
So to make him as World Heavyweight Champion, that'd be like a WWE fan dream.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to see that him just winning the WWE Championship.
And make it at WrestleMania next year. Have him built up all year like the Crosby and The Rock feud. Build it up for a year. And have him fight with everything he's got, make him get busted open. Because the thing about blood back in the old school days of WWE, when people were bleeding, that's when I thought they were really fighting. Because they were really fighting to get something done. Because when you bleed for something and you're giving it everything you got, then that's when they're giving it everything they got. I mean, that Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels match WrestleMania 25 was one of the best matches ever, and they both, I think Shawn Michaels got busted. I can't remember if anybody got busted up in that match.
Which one?
It was Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker, but I don't think anybody got busted up.
Oh, no, the 25 or 26?
25.
Oh, no, no one got busted.
But still, it was a good match.
That was the most amazing match. I remember when
Remember Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
And SummerSlam, that was a good match too, and they both got busted up more, I think, with Hulk Hogan. But that was a good match too. What was the main event? Or was that?
No, there was another thing, I think, before that. Oh, yeah, it was the main event. It was AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. And
how was the match? I mean, I didn't see the match.
I personally love that match. That was the third best match. People are going to complain no, it wasn't. It was the worst match out there. Shut.
I heard some good things about it. I didn't hear too much about it, though. I heard that The only thing I knew was the results because that's pretty much all I check on now on Facebook is okay, let's see one. Oh, WWE decided to flip up, flip off the crowd
Yeah.
again, and I was like, okay, I'm not watching it still. But I heard about AJ Styles losing, and I was like WWE, do you want Roman Reigns to get booed out of the stadium again?
Do you want him to be? I've um I've actually seen this one YouTuber. It was the same guy that did the top things about Undertaker. I cannot remember his name, but I figured it out.
So what culture?
Yeah, it was Walt Culture. That was the guy. Yeah, it was that guy. And there's literally you have things for WWE like what is it? Like not underground, but websites talking about like what we do, just keyboard typing. And there's literally a thing about how to kill Roman Reigns. It's ridiculous how many people hate him. Like, dude, he's a wrestler. Calm down. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it just sucks because I'm a fan of Roman Reigns. It just sucks seeing him get booed like that. But that's the thing. If he's being booed like that, WWE people are talking about rioting over Roman Reigns being champion. That's when I think, as a fan, it'd be more.
It's time just to let him go real quick. And
just let him go off, lose, and try to redeem the championship and try to fight for it and get the crowd behind him again. Because right now it's not a good time for him to be champion.
But the one thing I remember that
did he do the phenomenal forearm?
He did it a lot in that match.
I'll say if he didn't, then
he did it to Roman, and he did it to him on the announce table, and it broke the announce table. That was what made me go insane. I was like, "Oh, he broke the announce table with the flying forearm." I swear he did it like 5-6 times, or tried to do it because he did it once. He did it off the barricade. He did it again for the announce table, and then he did it another time, but he missed, and he did it another time. That's what ended the match. He went for it, and Roman ducked, and he went off the rope and speared him, and that was basically it for him. And 1, 2, 3, it was over, and then it was a good match. Like, okay, first thing that happened, he did the flying forearm that broke the announce table, and he got counted out. Roman did, and AJ was like, "No, it shouldn't end like that." And
we'll do this more often, but we're gonna count like how many finisher moves and signature moves are like done per match. Like, okay, so let's say like 1 AA or 2 AAs.
Yeah.
This match had a total of 1 AA or 2 AAs, but how many spears and punches were there? Superman punches were there?
Roman didn't do a lot of Superman punches or spears. I think he hit him twice with the spear. He hit him once, and then he hit it to end it. But he hit, I think, him twice with the Superman punch, and it was good. But AJ, he tried everything. He hit him with like 5 phenomenon punches. He hit him with the style. I think he hit him with the style splash. I can't remember. He hit him with everything. He hit him with everything he had, and he still lost. Which I kind of thought, oh, maybe they are gonna make AJ the champion.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll have him beat Roman in Extreme Rules and have Roman slide down and
but
have
of course,
Seth come up.
WWE doesn't want to do that. I mean, it just sucks, but it's how they are. So that's the payback.
That was the thing, but I kind of want to keep talking, but I like what kind of makes you angry about this? Well, Payback was just a bust. I literally give this paper, and you can give it whatever you want. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10 because The Miz, Charlotte, and it wasn't good. And Kevin, no disrespect to Kevin Owens, but I just wanted to see Sammy go up. I just wanted to see him win for once, but he couldn't. And it's just how life is. But what makes you angry about what WWE is doing? Like,
what makes me angry is like the fact that WWE just keeps ignoring their fans and disrespecting because they know in WWE if they don't know then they're stupid. But I know they know they're not stupid.
I think they would hear it.
Yeah,
all you hear is this.
Boo!
Boo!
Yeah.
And I'm like, geez, calm down.
Yeah, like WWE, if they don't notice, then they're stupid. Honestly, if they don't notice that the fans like what they're doing, then they're stupid. But they notice it, but they just don't care. They're just like, hey, oops, it's too bad, it's so sad. They're just so against the fans now. It's just ridiculous. And they didn't used to be like that. They used to make people like Randy Orton champion. Remember him as champion? That was freaking awesome. And Triple H was champion. And John Cena. Yes, I'm a fan of John Cena. Do not hate on me because I'm a fan of John Cena.
I'm a
I
fan
think
of
John
John
Cena can
Cena.
wrestle better than Miz.
I'd rather
Honestly.
see Cena than anything else.
Yeah.
If there was one wrestler left on the earth and it was Miz, I think I'd shoot myself and rather.
Yeah, but like I'm not watching this. But it's just like I don't know. Like John Cena gets so much hate, and I get it. It's like it's because people
Same
say he
move,
wins
same
too
crap,
much.
but
Yeah, but I can respect what he does because he's been with WWE for a long time. He's
And
never
I
gone
respect
away.
him for the kids. The thing he does with the kids, it warms my heart saying, oh, he gives everything to these kids, and all they want to do is see him and have an autograph. with
Yeah,
him
and he does
dying.
make a wish a lot. I mean, he's one of the most.
And that's why I
Yeah.
respect him so much, because he does so much stuff. I love it. It's just, even though he does the same old crap, same old moves.
Yeah, short tackle.
Shoulder tackle. Up and then fighting up yourself and you can't stand.
That's how it usually
But
is.
I wish they would turn Cena a little different, like have him do different moves. Like I remember when he first did the springboard stunner thing. That was new.
Yeah,
And I respected it. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't
doesn't
believe
do
Cena
that
did
anymore
that.
though.
He doesn't
Or
do
when
it
he
anymore.
used to turn them around and put them on like that, and he
Oh
lift them up and
yeah,
he
yeah.
did boom.
Yeah,
That was
and
a
then
good
I remember
move,
when
too.
he did the Hurricane Rana on Kevin Owens. That was amazing. I didn't think he could do that, and he did it against CM Punk. And I want to talk about CM Punk when we're about done. I want to talk about him real quick and how about his situation with WWE and how he left and how we may never see him again.
People are chanting for CM Punk, but honestly, I don't think he's gonna come back because he's
If he comes back, it'll be a shocking moment. I will jump out of my seat, scream like a little girl, and have my dad woken up. But it'll be all worth it.
If CM
I want
Punk
to
comes
see him.
back, man. That's when I'll be like, okay, I'm watching your product now. If you make him a jobber, I'm done.
He wouldn't stand for that. He'd leave. He knows this.
He'd be like, okay, you make me a jobber, no.
But it's just things like they want big guys. Like Daniel Bryan wasn't a big guy, and I didn't like. He was the champion.
Yeah,
Like give it to people. Like they don't have to be big. Vince, he just doesn't realize that. Triple H realizes that. He sees the potential in Nevin, Cesaro. I always name Nevin.
but it's all up to Vince. It's all what Vince wants, and Vince McMahon thinks that everybody wants to be seeing these big guys be champions. And the crowd's like, no, this is a new era. This is not the same crowd like it was 30 years ago.
We want to see Kevin Owens. We want to see Sami Zayn.
The new generation.
We want to see Neville. I haven't seen Neville since he busted up his ankle against Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
I really miss that dude because he had potential, and I really miss him. He was one of the best high flyers they have. And
really entertaining wrestler.
I was about to say something about the heels. The best heels in this industry, Edge, Seth.
Seth was one of the best heels.
Orton was a really good heel.
Oh my God, Randy Orton was a. And when he came back as face, I was like, why is Randy face? He should be heel. But I get it. It was the whole angle with Seth Rollins, the new.
Kurt Angle was a good heel. Eddie was a good heel. Rest in peace, Eddie. I wish Eddie was here.
Eddie Guerrero was great.
Eddie would be what, 50th? He'd be pretty old, but just
Chavo tried to continue it a little bit. What happened with Chavo?
they probably fired him.
Yeah, sucks, but that's just what they do sometimes. They'll be like, "You're fired,"
even though you're with Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, it's messed up how WWE does that. I mean, can you imagine being with WWE for like 2 or 3 years and then telling you, "Hey, yeah, you have fans, but I'm not really giving you any pushes right now. I think it's good for you to go. Yeah, you're fired." Just that would just
that's
suck,
when I go to New Japan or even freaking TNA or some other big wrestling competition and light it up there like Davey Boy Smith has. Remember when he left?
Mm-hmm.
Look at him now. He's really hot in New Japan. He's really good. And WWE let him go. And now WWE's like, oh crap, I wish we had him back. They're gonna do the same thing with Sandow and Barrett, because Barrett, I'm guaranteed, is either gonna go to New Japan or probably TNA, and he's gonna be really good in there. And they're gonna be like, oh crap, we could have used him better. Just like Drew McIntyre.
And Burris Clay went to TNA.
Screw turkey tits.
Well, I mean,
that's from Grimm. If you don't watch him, check that man's channel. He is hilarious. Those two hate each other. Have you watched him?
No, I watched JD.
Grimm is funny. Grimm, he does reviews and he plays with wrestling. Like he has he's really funny and like he doesn't like Bruce Clay and he called him Turkey Tits, and
I wasn't a fan of Brodus Clay, but I guess he's a little bit popular, a different character.
yeah, but he called him Turkey Tits, and they did not like each other, and they started tweeting each other, and Brodus Clay actually.
Brodus Clay tweeted him.
Yeah, and he actually sent him a letter saying bad stuff about him. It was funny, and he met Brodus Clay. I remember he had a contract thing for a match he wanted to do with Brutus, and he put it down. He was like, sign it, and Brutus signed it, and he shook his hand. He's like, my hand. But Grim was one of the funniest wrestling YouTubers I've seen because he don't care. He likes what he does, and people give him hate, which I don't understand. Like, hate is so strong. Like, if you say you hate Roman Reigns, or you hate AJ Styles, or you hate somebody. That's just wrong. But yeah, everyone can be like, "Oh, you said you hated Miz." Granted, Miz can't wrestle.
Yeah, Miz
can't do anything right.
Miz right now sucks. Like, he can't wrestle. He's not doing the microphone.
Miz can just
this whole Hollywood thing is stupid because he's like, "Oh, I'm a Hollywood star." I'm like, "You were in direct-to-video movies, so you're a Hollywood star. You were in direct-to-video movies from WWE studios." Amazing. So I'm like, "Great, you're not even a feature film. You're in direct-to-video stuff."
But yeah, Drew McIntyre, he's been exploding everywhere he went, and WWE's like, wow, we had him, and let him go. And when Jack Swagger won the Money in the Bank back in 26,
now Jack Swagger's a jobber.
No. Yeah, he's a jobber, but back in WrestleMania 26, they were gonna have Drew win that.
They didn't.
They scratched it. They said Swagger's gonna win at the last minute. And then ever since then, Drew kind of went downhill, kind of joined.
Yeah, they brought him up. They brought him in strong. Like, they gave him a promo. They gave him
everything.
Yeah, and then it just slowly deteriorated over time. They gave him less and less stuff to do.
And then they put him in 3MB, and then it was like,
that's when you know it's like, okay, that's the
you're kind of getting ready to be gone here soon. So
bye, Drew.
I miss Drew.
Yeah, he was a good wrestler.
I miss really Drew. Good. I miss Jeff. I miss Matt.
What happened to John Morrison? Did he get?
He's in Lucha.
Yeah, but did he get let go?
Yeah,
or did he leave?
I think he left because of Melita. Because WWE fired Melita, or she got let go, and he went with her because he loved her.
Oh.
And that's I just wish Shelton would come back.
Yeah, get Shelton
back. John Morrison coming back.
Bobby Lashley.
Have all these guys come back and have the one big guy that everyone wants back.
Wait, by the way, WWE, if you're gonna bring back Team ECW, do not make them jobbers, okay? That was one of the most, stupidest things I've ever done. ECW jobbers.
What happened? They made them get beat up by
How would you remember that when one match, Roman came back and he got beat both times? I was like, are you serious? And Rhino got beat?
Where is Rhino? Is he in NXT?
He disappeared. He's gone. He's pooping.
Oh, no, I want Rhino back. Man.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler. What happened to Gore? Where's he at?
Gore. I miss Rhino. Rhino was.
I don't know what happened. They had that feud with the Wyatt family, and poof, they're gone.
Everyone was gone, but Bubba and Devon.
Yeah, Devon. Now they're just gone. Now they're heels, which is actually good because they're really good heels.
They're really good face or heels.
Yeah. Depending on which one. I mean, they're both good.
Bully Ray from
his
TNA.
Yeah, I remember Bully Ray. I remember one of the episodes I've seen. He was walking around backstage with like a hood up or stuff like that.
I remember the one time I don't watch TNA that often. And I remember the one time I watched him. He tagged Bubba. Bubba attacked Devon in the parking lot. I was like, what the heck? I was like, no, they were Team 3D, and now they're just beating each other up. And I'm like, huh. I remember when Devon came with the Catholic thing. He did the Catholic thing with Batista. Do you remember that?
No.
When they split him up, Devon, when he first came in, he was like a Catholic priest, and he had Batista, a very young Batista. Batista had a chain around his neck, and he had a box. And they would come to the ring, and Bubba would be like, "Oh, hail the Lord! Oh yeah! and Batista was there, and I was like, "Oh, that guy's really big." And it was a weird time for him. And I was like, "What are y'all doing?"
Remember when CM Punk was in Johnson's entrance? He was one of the gangsters.
He was one of the gangsters, and I was like, I remember when I first saw that, I rewatched it. I saw his face. I was like, that was CM Punk. I did not notice that.
And then Ambrose was Undertaker's.
Yeah, his little drone guy. I was like, whoa.
You can see him. He's like this.
You know he had pink hair.
Back then. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was in that. He was in a little bit of the Attitude Era. He had pink hair, and
And I remember Zack Ryder used to be
Long hair.
long hair too, and then he got let go. Daniel Bryan got let go, and then he came back. So luckily, he got another trot and became one of the biggest superstars in WWE.
I didn't care for Daniel Bryan, to be honest with you.
I was a fan. I mean, I didn't really grow up with I didn't really watch the Yes movement in 2014, but I did respect when I started watching it again
because of the Yes movement. If he would have just stayed the grappling guy he was and didn't start the whole yes and no thing, which really annoyed me. And I remember when they came to Columbus and I went, he was there and it was Roman, and everyone was kind of cheering, but I was booing him. I was like, boo! And then after the thing, after it went off, a whole bunch of people were still there, and he was beating up one of the J&J security guys, and all you heard was like booing. I was like, I'm getting involved in this. All you heard was no, 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 and I want to say, where is Brock Lesnar been?
Well, Brock Lesnar's one of those guys where he'll wrestle, but he'll only wrestle on pay-per-views. So
I understand that, but I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, no promos, no.
I remember when he killed freaking J&J and Kane's car at Seth got in. That man killed a car with 2 axes.
Yeah. I've seen that too.
I was like,
remember when Sting tackled the Seth Rollins statue into the garbage truck and it got?
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
That was a funny moment.
He was like,
I remember when he came out when they had the statue and then he was there and he was like, "Duh."
Yeah, it was a great surprise. Everybody was like, "Holy crap, it's Sting!" But yeah. So this has been our broadcast talking about WWE.
We didn't talk about Punk yet.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the Punk. Yeah, hang on, guys. We're still gonna talk about Punk.
The reason why he left was because WWE treated him like crap. And another reason why I left is because we had that injury in his stomach that could have killed him. And one of the doctors didn't do anything about it. And I love CM Punk when he was a face. CM Punk too. When he was a face and when he was a heel.
Yeah, he was a good heel too.
He was the most amazing heel I've seen. And it was good, but WWE just didn't respect him. Like, it was ridiculous of how many times he wanted something and they would just say no. Like, where are the ice cream bars?
Where are the WWE ice cream bars?
Apologize, Vince.
He gave probably some of the best promos, pipe bombs in history,
and matches.
Yeah, and matches. I mean, he just had the Macho Man, finisher move.
I love the elbow.
Boom!
I love the match he did with Daniel Bryan. It was the most best match I've seen. And that wasn't even his first 5-star match. His first one was back in Ring of Honor with Samoa Joe. It was kind of weird how CM Punk started out in Ring of Honor, and then he kind of went to WWE and they made him nothing, and then he left and he went to TNA. And then they wanted him back, and he came back, and they still didn't do anything with him. And then eventually he said, "You know what? I've had enough." That's
when he cut that promo.
I think that's what Roman needs to do.
No. I remember if it was. I don't think it was Chicago. I think Chicago was Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it was Money in the Bank. It was Raw.
It was Boston though, or something.
It was someplace that
Massachusetts.
But that's what I think Roman needs to do. If Roman does that, I think it'll be good for his character. Like, he comes out, he doesn't sit, he just does whatever he wants to do. And he's like, all right, I got a lot of stuff on my mind. And he just cuts a vicious promo, and everyone's just like, where did that come from?
He was the only wrestler in today's PG era that really stood up and said real things. Nobody else today says real things. They just want to do... They're all about the fake scripts. No, CM Punk would go off script, and he would say real things that need to be said. Like, he's sort of like us in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, he said that was wrong with WWE.
If a writer came up to him and gave him something garbage, he'd throw it in his face and say, rewrite it.
Yeah, rip it up.
You rip it up and say, this is trash, rewrite it, or I'm saying what I want.
Yeah,
and that's the love thing. That's the really best thing I loved about CM Punk. And he really just killed it. He killed it and killed it and killed it. And it was amazing. And what else do you want to talk about real quick? We still got 4 minutes?
Yeah. I gotta leave soon, but
What else?
just talk about some. We'll talk about some of the opportunities that WWE has had in the past to make big superstars. Big. Yet WWE still been listening to the fans. They've not been listening to the fans since the PG era, honestly. Since the PG era, they don't really listen to their fans. Well, not as bad as now, but over the years, you've kind of seen it get better and better. Yeah. And they made the Miz WWE champion.
Oh Lord Jesus! Put my head through the wall.
It's just like okay. Nobody wants him as champion. I think he's a good heel on the microphone at that time, but he can't wrestle. So I was like, why is he champion?
Why?
He should be just one of them heels.
Oh, that should have been Punk. That should have been Punk. That should have been Punk. Yes. That should have been Punk.
Everybody says that. I've seen I've heard that people put like the poster and they photoshopped CM Punk right there instead of the Miz. That would be a good match. CM Punk versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. WrestleMania 27. Not 27. Was it 27? Yeah, it was 27.
Yeah, it was 27. That was like the worst WrestleMania.
Yeah, everybody told me that.
That was the worst.
Pee Wee Herman was there.
Oh.
Yeah,
that was the worst WrestleMania in the PG era. In like the Attitude Era, I don't remember what the worst WrestleMania was, but it was pretty dang bad. Like they had two belt matches and both the guys retained. Edge was one of them. That was like one of his last matches, and he retained the belt. And Miz retained against Cena,
which is bullcrap because everybody's like, "Well, Cena can't wrestle. He does the same moves." The Miz is worse. The Miz cannot wrestle at all. I've never bought any of his moves. At least I can buy a shoulder tackle from John Cena. Looks like a real shoulder tackle, or whatever John Cena does is hits. They look like real hits, not
right
like open hand hits. At least he actually goes.
I've never bought anything by the Miz.
No, me.
I've never bought a
shirt.
Will
buy anything from the Miz.
Never. If I would never buy a shirt from the Miz.
I would say so. He's good
on the mic.
He was good on the mic. Not
he
anymore.
Still is good on the mic. I give him that. Oh, shut the.
That's why I'm just saying now. Now it's like shut the freak up. But then it was like this guy was, and I hated him. When I was a kid, I hated him. But it's also that means he was a good heel. But at the same time, I hated him because I didn't want him in there. I was just like, this guy can't wrestle.
He can't do this.
He's on the microphone, but he can't wrestle. Just like, why is he champion? And why he beat John Cena? Because it doesn't make sense.
And I'm not like trying to hate him. Well, I do hate him.
It's like
I'm not. I just don't like. He does not excite me. Every time I see the Miz, I'm like nap time.
Yeah, or whatever is like a Divas match now. Like the Divas division is still like a little gold.
I would rather see a Divas match than this match.
Oh, honestly, yeah, we would rather see a match between Emma and Cameron besides seeing a match between.
And this one thing I want to touch on before we go is I want to see Undertaker with the belt for one last time, and
have Sting fight him
for the belt, and have him lose the belt to Sting, and Sting lose it to
finally have
Seth.
a good ending to his career.
Have him lose to Seth, Roman, or Dean, or someone big, and then have Undertaker go out in the sunset,
and have Sting retire with the championship, or at least fight somebody else, lose it,
or just have the championship retire like Edge did, and just
say if somebody else needs to be the champion.
Yeah, whoever wants it.
Yeah, that would be a perfect ending right there. Sting and Undertaker's career, because Taker's already done it all. Sting's already done it all.
Not WWE, but he did it in WCW.
Yeah. Only I was surprised they didn't put John Cena versus Undertaker last year or this.
They were talking about that, but I don't know. I don't know who it's gonna be, but I've heard a lot of rumors that this WrestleMania is gonna be the Undertaker's last match. It's gonna be against Cena. It's gonna be an I Quit match, and I've heard a lot of rumors that Goldberg is coming back. But I've heard a lot of rumors. I've heard a lot of rumors about that, but it doesn't happen. But I just want to see someone big come back. CM Punk, mate. I want to see him come back. I want to see Shelton Benjamin come back. I want to see John Morrison come back. I want to see Bobby Lashley. I want to see Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. I want to see Abyss in the WWE. I want to see all these guys that are in TNA.
Abyss would be amazing.
All these guys that should be in WWE or TNA, because WWE doesn't look and say, oh, this guy doesn't have potential because he's a jobber. But you can guys make him not a jobber and make him actually a really good wrestler and have him win a belt, get momentum, and just keep that momentum and just go on fire. That's what CM Punk did. They said, "You want something? Here's your ball. Run with it." He ran with it and took off with it. Same thing with Cena. Same thing with Roman. Same thing with Dean. They're all getting. Same thing with Seth. They said, "Here's the ball. Take it and put it in whatever you want to do." Same thing with Shawn. Same thing with Hunter. Same thing with Kevin. They've done it with them, but they won't do it with Damian Sandow, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn for some odd reason.
Just because WWE doesn't want them in the championship spots, like
they should.
It's the people want them as champions. WWE's like, yeah, but we don't want them as champions. I'm like, right. It's the you guys as fans, man. But anyways, guys, thanks for listening to this broadcast, and I'm gonna try to get this uploaded. If not tonight and tomorrow. Excuse me, I just farted, but
you better edit that out.
Yeah, I'll try to edit it out. If it's in there, then excuse me, guys. But
edit that out, man.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching or listening to this podcast. Thanks to Colton for being in this podcast.
No problem. We should do this more.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some more videos. Try to come up with a name for them, and I'll do it sort of, a lot because these are really fun to do. And we'll discuss pay-per-views, Raw, SmackDown, stuff like that.
Yeah, we can do Raw and SmackDown. Mm-hmm. Like, come over Tuesday, we'll discuss Raw. Come over Friday, we'll discuss SmackDown. If you can't make it Friday, come over Monday again. Or something. It's really good to have.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun because we actually get to hear people get to hear our voice. Not a lot of people can say, "Oh, we want change." And people can make change by us and other people. Yeah, and by listening to this and by sharing this, hopefully WWE can become better. Right. So anyways, guys, thanks for listening to this broadcast, and I will see you guys on the next review.